Well, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Mark Braswell. I'm an artist living in Denver, Colorado. I've been doing a series of watercolors, kind of a little bit less expensive than what I normally make. Something, that everyone can enjoy. So this was the first one, and I posted this. Many people really complimented it, really liked what was happening. I'm almost done with this piece. So what I'm thinking in my mind is I kind of want it to be dark right here, so it's kind of a gradient from there to there. I also want these two right here and maybe this one. I think those need to be a darker blue. So I'm working with my watercolors here. Oops, get it all over my hands. These are called kuretake. They're Japanese watercolor. The intensity of the media is just really incredible. And you may look at this and think, oh, that's not watercolor, but all of this is watercolor. So it has a real dense pigment to it, so it's really highly pigmented. So one thing I do with this, just so you know, this is just a spray water, and these are really good if you just kind of soak them. So I just hit it a little bit here and here because I want to use this, and that color. And so this is just a regular kind of thinner brush because I'm going to be doing a little bit of darkness. But now you can see, look how thick that is. And I just love these watercolors. So I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to make this darker. And so I love what's happening here. This, because the pigment is so heavy, it's bubbling and getting this really beautiful darkness here. But I think I want it a little bit more. Like that. I'm even going to go just a bit darker here. I just love how that looks. So now I'm going to take this same color and go over this. I don't mind if it shows these little dots. I'm actually kind of digging that. A little bit more water. So I'm going to do this one too. And then I'm maybe good, yeah, I'll do this one. So this is actually looking really nice to me. You can really get these blue colors. So I'm going to clean off my brush here. I just use shop towels. I think these work really great. Very absorbent. So I'm just going to come in here with this lightest blue up here. Give it a little water. And then I'm just going to take the end of this. I'm probably going to get that same bubbling, which is totally cool. Now I'm going to come back in here. Oh, let me do this. I think I want to use that color. Just a little bit something different in here. I'm just going to go over this again. Let's go in with this color. So the other one's soaked in for a long time, so they were really super thick. This one's a little bit thinner right now. But if you let the water go, it'll be fine. I'm really loving how this is pooling up here. It gets this almost like scraggly looking image here, and I really like that it's a little bit more kinetic. I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to maybe go over it with a shade of blue, just so I'll push it back just a little bit. So while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and take some of these reds up here. This is more of an orange red, and this one's a more like a cad red. So I have all these red lines in here. I just want to kind of see if we can make them a little bit more prominent. The other reason this is boiling up like this is because I put a protective layer on here, and so it's having a hard time getting into the paper. But I like how this is sitting on the top of this. It really is kind of more what I'm looking for. And I'm just going to go really deep and get a ton of pigment on here. This is something that happens all the time, and I actually love how this looks. So I'm just going to take some little dots here. Okay, I think that's a really good place to be right now. I'm going to let this dry and then come back over and see if I need any other final details. But I'm kind of loving what it's doing here. It's very raw. Things are saturated, yet they're not saturated. Things are going back into the background, coming back in. So I'm really happy with what's happening here. So I'm going to let it dry. As you know, watercolors dry usually about a half shade lighter than it normally does when you paint on it. So you always have to keep that in mind when you're laying down colors like this. Is it may seem really very dark in the beginning, but then it lightens up. Like all of this orange was almost straight up red at one point, but as it dried, it dissipated with the water, and I really like that idea. So I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for the finished product, and I'll be posting that soon. Thank you for watching.